Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today is very much a lucky dip. As the BonBon buddies over on Patreon will know, when they watched the schedule show last week, I found the map. I couldn't work out what it was going to be like. Very good reason for that, as you can see down below. There wasn't no overview. It was just like loads of small screenshots. And I figured, I'm just curious. I am just curious. So today we're going to whet my appetite with a map which captured my curiosity. Now, hopefully I'm going to capture your curiosity. Coming up in about a week's time, we'll start the new Let's Play series on BonBon Island. It's going to be called The Island, and it's my first Let's Play in the longest time. If you've been screaming for me to do a Let's Play, here's one for you to be watching. Before we do any of that Let's Playing, though, we've got to play some BonBonBingo. Link is in the description, as always, and of course the daily reminder. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is the Nordan Islands by Sanchez. Yes, the loading screen thumbnail was taken by night, and it's a creator who's never made a map before.
It's my first map.
That's right, there's one for your bingo checklist. Let's just start square. Not a huge amount of buildable space there. Not a huge amount. The overall terrain heights are interesting. I mean, lots of different variations going on there. The resources, we have ore on those. I thought those were going to be oil and maybe the big island being ore, but nope, it's that way round instead. And then if you have Sunset Harbour and you wish to do some fishing, it's anchovies. If you don't like anchovies, not the map for you. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, apparently you need snowfall, industries, natural disasters and Sunset Harbour, according to the creator. It says a detailed map. I'd agree with the detailed map part. I would also argue it's not really requiring all of those DLCs. We'll be using the vanilla European theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. So anyway, it's a map with some ideas. I think that's the polite way we'll go with this one. Whether you think they're good ideas or just ideas with potential, we'll discuss, I suppose. Now, we have the outside connections, like here, all the traffic going in and out. I don't mind a U-bend right on the edge of the map to get the traffic out. One thing you will notice, though, is that the traffic leaving there is taking its opportunity to leave the island very quickly, because we only have an in route. There is only one way into the island and there is no way out. Once you've made that decision to go onto this bridge, you will never leave. I won't do that again. So anyway, yes, once we hit land, there is a little bit of land down here. We have a little bit of a jinky on, that's a janky, sorry, it's going to the right. A janky there, a slight elevation on here. Don't expect the highest of polished of details on today's map, but there is a detailing aplenty. A little bit of blue mantle on the underside of the bridge as we come back down to ground here. Of course, I have that blue mantle tutorial for those of you wanting to know how to avoid that. One way of avoiding it is not to make a map. And another way is to use one of many, many tricks of the trade. Yeah, your highway ends right here. Now, this is where you're going to start building your city, one would imagine. And a very heavily detailed little fortified island. You're not going to get much on here. Not going to get much at all. We do have everybody's favourite factory down here. But while we're down here, as there's no more networking to look at, let's just take in some of this detailing aplenty. A little bit of water glitching because of the vanilla rocks. Doesn't play very well with the vanilla water. That's just one of those things, I'm afraid. You find a way around it. See, that's way around it. Not having the rocks in the water there. And we have some interesting rock work. Very spiky rock work. Now, Essential Lighthouse right here. If you get to this point, first of all, how did that ship end up there? How? But if you get there, you've come through a lot of problems already. I think that's the least of your problems. And that ship, how did he get up there? I have no idea. Anyway, I think we'll take an intermission. We'll come back for much more fun.
Wouldn't it be great if Cities Skylines had tides within the game? Well, now it does, thanks to TPB's Tides mods. Want to know more? Then you need BonBonB's Tides tutorial. Click the information button below.
And back to the shipping routes at the Nordan Islands by Sanchez. Right, well, we have a lot of water going around the outside of the map. You may notice not a lot of shipping. You may also notice no air routes. What's a route? Air routes either. Where there would have been a great location for an airport on this big island. Great though. Shame we haven't got an air routes. That would have definitely added to this map a lot. Water flow in the start square. Actually, there is a little bit. It's not the strongest, but it is moving. So if you are sticking sewage outflow in your start square, it should just about trickle away. In fact, it's still moving in this direction over here. So I think works for that kind of gameplay if you want to go that route. So the map as a whole, this is your start square area. In fact, let's pull back and look at the whole thing. So it's interesting. We have the big island there, 25 tiles. Actually, 25 tiles doesn't quite cover most of the main island, not the start square island, but this big old island over here. The right hand side is in, but all of this space out here is outside. Now they do recommend an unlock mod on the workshop, on the description, but on these little islands down here, these are quite fun. I like these, but it's not one that's going to unlock outside of the 25. So if you want to do that, the 81 tile mod is the one that you're looking for. And then down into the start square, we've got lots of little castles tucked up in. I mean, the description, a detailed map, is not a lie. It is detailed. There's plenty of detailing. They've got the old spiky rocks in the start square here as well, which I think are quite well done. A little bit of water glitching around some of them. Again, nothing really you can do with the vanilla rocks to prevent that. Crater with water in the middle, so good old volcano going on there. And just lots of little detailed nooks and crannies. Lots of them. What more have we got? The big island. The detailing on the big island is more or less focused on this area where we have some more everybody's favourite factories. A little slightly glitchy looking neighbourhood there as well. A nice little castle. Look at the castle in the middle. Credit for that. There's all this space if you're using the 81 tile mod over here as well. I particularly quite like the shape of the top of the mountain. The way it's been sliced off is actually quite pleasing. Ergonomic, that. Ergonomic. I'm not entirely sure whether that's the right word, but it makes me feel good. I'm going to use that word today. Lots of trees over here, and lots of trees on these little dimple islands over here. Love this part of the map, actually. I wouldn't want a map entirely like this. We've got some drowned trees. Yes, these trees are wearing their trunks. Yes, that joke again, back out again, isn't it? Wheeling the old jokes out, BonBon. I know, they're memes rather than jokes now. But yeah, I like this area. I think in the context of a map with lots of different biomes, this kind of area adds for some fun and for a change of gameplay. If you can get out to this area from the start square, if you're playing a base game rules city build, then I think maybe you could have some fun over there. Then we have these ridges over here. Now, it said natural disasters was required. Well, if you've got natural disasters, this might just protect your start square from a tidal wave. A little bit. Just a little thought. Just a little thought. You know, there's some credit to be given for that. I think that might have been the thought process from Sanchez in the build. And then somewhere in the start square, we'll have the asset of the day. Now, where is this little fellow? It's over here. I wonder where it is. The answer is, it's here. We'll meet again. There it is. It's the Wonder Wheel. Coney Island by RaeNut. Now, this has been well covered in the description on the asset, so do read before you make any comments about it. Oh, it's not very sharp. It's not very... Do you know what? They accept this. It's not animated. It's not their best work, in their own words. But do you know what? I think it's still good enough to go in many cities. And it's fun. Look, if you can do better, go and do better. I fully applaud assets like this because it adds just a bit of colour, something a bit different. And if you're doing sort of a vanilla style build with just a few custom assets, this one might make the difference, you know. Factoids, because factoids hits a well-known one this one today. There are no clocks in the casinos at Las Vegas. That's so that you don't realise how much time you're spending there. Similarly, there's no clock in my doctor's waiting room. That would make you feel like you've been waiting here for hours. I'd rather there was one so I could see that those 5 minutes weren't actually an hour. Wonder Wheel, Coney Island, RaeNut. I actually like that, so shush now. Today's asset of the day. It doesn't always have to be a finely polished skyscraper with every bit of detailing thrown in. Sometimes just something a little bit fun is what's going to make the change, makes a difference to your city. And that is fun. Not animated, but it doesn't matter. It just doesn't... When you take a screenshot, it doesn't matter, does it? Surely. Anyway, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Apple, Gmail or a Patreon account. And I think this is probably the best screenshot location. I mean, it's a real struggle to find one that is well composed. Aesthetically, okay, this is where this map wins the most because it's memorable. Okay, it's not pretty, but it's memorable. I think it's fairly well designed. It's been not just thrown together, it's been thought out. Has some very pleasing aspects to it. I'm going to go 3 stars. I'm going to go just below middle 3 on it. It does feel a bit ugly, but it's well designed ugly. Does that make sense? Detailing. Okay, there's a lot of detailing, not much of it to the next standard. I've got to go 2 stars on this one, but there's plenty of effort being put in, so I'm going to go for a high 2. It's very nearly a 3-star map. Gameplay potential. It's not entirely broken, but it is kind of broken. I can't go higher than 2 because there's no real buildable space, but if you've got the skills and the patience and want to give it a good old fight, you would have to fight to make this work. It would. I'm going to go just below middle 2. Nordan Islands by Sanchez. A challenging map, a quirky map, something a little bit different. And let's say if you want to invest the time in that, and if you consider that a challenge map, I feel there's the word there. If you consider that a challenge, I think you could probably just about make it work. Just nobody will ever leave. Anyway, if you're looking for more, we'll have more map reviews next week. More or less, if you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elites. Use the word of the day in the comments to score some population points. And I'll be back tomorrow with the chart show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon.